What's up, everybody? It's Minister Crush here, and I'm here to tell you today: keep your job. Keep your job. I wanted to talk to a lot of people, and I know I've been talking to a lot of people about starting your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, and stuff like that. But I just want to tell you, sometimes becoming an entrepreneur sucks. Do you know that 93% of people who start their own business fail? 93% of people who start their own business fail. 7% of businesses succeed. Only 7%. So those of you who have a day job are smart. Keep your job. Keep your job. You are more likely to keep your job if you just do your job. Most businesses fail within 2 years. So if you stay at your day job, you won't get fired in 2 years. You're less likely to get fired in 2 years if you just do your job. So keep your job. If you start your own business, you probably have to work 16 to 18 hours a day. When you wake up in the morning, clock in. When you go to bed at night, clock out. That's the life of an entrepreneur. When you work your day job, you work 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. You get a steady paycheck. Oh, and guess what? Sometimes you get benefits. You become an entrepreneur, you ain't got no insurance. You also, you can kiss those taxes, the refund checks. You kiss that goodbye. Because when you become an entrepreneur, you're trying to figure out how much taxes you don't have to pay. If you got a day job, you're smart. You're smart. When you become an entrepreneur, you got to eat ramen noodles because you're trying to save money. You know why? Because only 39% of actual entrepreneurs who are actually successful, 39% actually make money. And those are the ones that did not fail. 39%. Because 30% actually break even. And so you breaking even, that means you didn't even get to pay yourself. That means 30% can't even pay their own rent or pay their mortgage. Another 30% didn't make any money. Becoming an entrepreneur sucks. So I'm telling you, keep your job. Because if you keep your job, you smart. That's it. That's all I got for you to say today. Video's over. Those of y'all that want to keep your job, you can cut the video off. You can go. All right. All right, they're gone. All right, real entrepreneurs, you still here? Okay. The reason why I'm telling you to become an entrepreneur is because of financial freedom. Financial freedom. We talking about building legacy. Something that most people cannot do. Building something that you can pass on to your children and your children's children and your children's children. This is not something that's just not just something that's not that you do, but it's something that's biblical. a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Becoming an entrepreneur, we're talking about generational wealth. Yes, it's hard work, but I'd rather work 16 to 18 hours for myself, building something for myself, building something for my family, than working 18 hours to 10 hours for someone else. Now, yes, for those of you who are actually still working a job right now, your 9 to 5, you do that to pay your bills. But when you leave your 9 to 5, from 6 to 9, you need to be working on building something for you and your family. Like that's the time that when you clock out from your 9 to 5, you need to go home and build something that will build for your generational wealth. When I think about becoming a real entrepreneur, I think about why did Martin Luther King Jr. not sit back and just live why did he not live an uncomfortable life, knowing the danger that he put not only himself but his family in? Because he knew that what needed to be done had to be done. He knew that the things that were going on around him and the things that the atrocities that were happening, he could not sit back. Change had to happen, not just for him, but for his kids and his children's children. That was in him. And for me, it's the same thing. It's in me. A change has to happen in me, not for me, but for my children and for my children's children. So when they look back and see that the things that I had done and I built for them, that they can pass on for not just them, for their children and their children's children, to say, yes, my dad built this, my grandfather built this, my great-grandfather built this, and he did it for us. Now that we have something that we can say is ours, that belongs to us. Legacy. That's what it's about. Building legacy. Instead of working on someone else's legacy, instead of working on someone else's dream, why are you working for someone else's dream? Why are you not working on your dream? Why are you not building something for your family? When you think about Harriet Tubman, and she went to free those slaves, and there was a bunch of them that probably were like, nah, we're good. We're going to stay. It's so dangerous going out there. They can kill us. They can catch us. They can cut our feet off and chop our hands off. And I mean, they lynch us. All these things they can do to us. And she's like, yes, I know. But I'm willing to risk that for my freedom. Are you willing to risk it for your freedom? The reason why I told you to keep your day job, the reason why I told you to keep your job is because the people who don't have that instinct, the people who don't have that drive, that internal drive, going out to become an entrepreneur, if it's not in you, it will break you. Yes, 93% of businesses fail. Does not mean that that drive was not in them. A lot of people who failed at a business, it didn't stop them. That's just them figuring it out and working it out. One thing failed, and they moved on to the next thing until it worked out. Now, some people stopped, and some people went back to working for someone else stream. But the ones that did not stop, the one that this obstacle stopped, it failed, then they moved on to the next thing, and then it failed, then they moved on to the next thing until the one thing worked. It didn't stop them. Like, you have to have that internal drive that you want to build legacy. Like, yes, there are gonna be obstacles in your way. There's gonna be things that's gonna come up. There's gonna be roadblocks. But do you have that internal drive? Do you have that internal drive like the greats, the people who have set the path to be like, I'm going to pave the way for my children and for my children's children, and to let them know that yes, this can be done, and it's been done by I set the path. Like the Rosa Parks, like the Martin Luther King, like the Harriet Tubman. When she did the Underground Railroad, I'm going to mark these trees. I'm going to do the Underground Railroad and show the path for you, the people that you can go to, so that other people can also take the same path, to show you that it is possible. Yes, it is possible for people like me that came from where you came from. People who thought that you can be more than just a slave to this societal mechanism that has been built for us to tell us to keep us trapped here. You can break free. You can break free. It is possible you can break free. You don't have to be stuck. You can break free. Do you want to build something? There's a book, Start with the Why. And it's by Sinek. And he talks about, what is your why? What is the reasoning, the why that you want to break free? What is the reasoning that you want to build legacy? And my why is my family. My why is my children. My why is my children's children. Like, now they're not in, they don't exist yet. I only have one child. But I'm speaking fruition. I know that there will be more. Sometimes we don't move. Sometimes the why is not big enough for us. So we're comfortable where we are. But Martin Luther King Jr. was not comfortable where he was. Harriet Tubman was not comfortable where she was. And so Martin Luther King Jr. was willing to live an uncomfortable life, even though he knew it's a high probability that I might die. And it came true. Medgar Evers knew it's a high probability I might die. And it came true. But he was willing to take that risk. And my life was different better because of it. If it had not been for these people who were willing to take the risk, where would we be? Are you willing to be that person to take that risk? Be a risk taker. Step out on true faith. So I put my faith in God. I know that he did not take me through all the things that he has taken me through to lead me. So I'm going to step out on faith. And build legacy for my family, for my children and my children's children, and leave something that outlasts me for them. That's all I have for today. I'm Minister Chris. Until next time, peace.